Hey friends, welcome to Crystal's Intuition. I am here tonight. It is very late in the middle of the night where I live, and I'm here to do a reading on Emily Pike. Emily Pike is a 14-year-old Native American girl who ran away from a group home setting in San Carlos, I think, over by Mesa, Arizona. I think it's the San Carlos Apache tribe. Don't quote me on that. I don't have a lot of information on Emily. I like to do a first-time reading with very little information so that I am not mixing up any kind of messages I'm getting intuitively with something that my brain already knows. So, whew. I have a little bit of sage going here. And I did do, oh, and I just got my hair up out of my face. I don't know how long that's going to last. I just need it out of my face. Anyways, so I just wanted to just peek into the energies and see what we can see regarding Miss Emily Pike. She was a 14-year-old little girl, a Native American girl. So now, mind you, my son, who is in spirit, he is my team. He's the other member of the two of us are a team. And I work here in the 3D on planet Earth, and he works in the spirit realm, and we work together. My son was a Native American man. He belonged to the Nez Perce Indian tribe, which is based out of a town called Lapwai in Idaho. So the Native Americans are a very close-knit, even in different tribes, they're a very close-knit culture, and everybody calls each other auntie and uncle and brother and sister and cousin and mom and dad. So this is like a family member to my son. This is somebody that comes from a very deep and spiritual culture of people. And although I never even heard Emily's name before, the other day during a live, I had a subscriber mention her. And at the time I said, I've never even heard of this young woman. But it stirred something in me, just that short little brief mention of her. So when I got done with the live, I did actually go to Spirit and, ask, is it okay for me to get some, universal information, some knowledge, maybe that I can bring back to the family? And, I asked my son to help me attain that. And then I left it to see what would happen. And I spent the majority of today hearing the name Emily Pike repeating in my head over and over and over. I did get a few psychic impressions throughout the day. I do believe that this was a white man. It was definitely a white man. I'm going to say his late 30s, could be mid to late 30s. I'm going to say he could be as old as 50. If he's just a weathered individual who has worked hard, he may look a little more aged. This individual is a criminal and has done this before, and the thing that keeps coming back to me, the message I keep getting over and over again, is that he plans on doing this again. This is something that this individual actually specifically targets that community, that culture. I believe that he feels like he can get away with it easier with this culture because it doesn't get investigated as thoroughly or even sometimes at all. And they feel like it's safe to commit the crimes to these individuals because it will go unaddressed. That is the mentality that comes through. And it's just a safe bet for somebody who has a very sadistic addiction. It feels like an addiction, this feeling that this person is looking for when they commit this specific crime. But they definitely have a affinity towards the Native American women, younger Native American, young Native American women. I think this individual just came up on her as she was walking down the road. I see her walking down the road. I feel like she was, when he came up on her, she was in an emotional state. So I'm not exactly sure what had happened to put her in that state, but she was in some kind of like a distraught emotional state. She was feeling like she was longing for her family. She was trying to go somewhere familiar, and she was trying to go to her people, is what she was doing. She was on her way to her people, and her energy, the flow shows that she was headed home, or somewhere she considered or felt was home, like in energy. So the original reason, I feel like the original reason that she left this setting, and I feel like okay, so I don't know that much about this case. I've heard a few little things, or I saw a few little things. Basically, from what I understand, she had done this before. She had left this group home in the past before. This was a repetitive action or repetitive behavior of hers. So it makes me wonder about this group home. Like, what kind of place was this that, and apparently there's been like a lot of other teenagers that have ran away from this group home, and a lot of reports made about runaways from this particular group home. I mean, like a lot. Like I think it was like 40 or some 30 or 40, something like that. But I don't know, I have exact numbers. I don't really retain that information until after I do my reading and stuff, but something in that ballpark frame. It's just a lot. And I'll tell you, the energy around this place does not feel good at all. The energy around this place feels criminal. So I don't know if it's because there are criminals. I don't know if there are people who are court ordered to go to this boarding home or spend time here. I don't know if it's like a punishment for some, or like, when you put a troubled teenager into like juvenile hall or those kind of places. I don't know if it's something like that, where it houses criminal individuals or individuals who have been convicted of some kind of a crime. Okay, but that comes through in the energy too, that there's criminals in this place where she was running from. So I figured we would just go ahead and tap the energies. Let me go in and call in my guides and protectors, my guardians, my angels and ancestors of the love and light only. Calling in Brandon. Go ahead and bring Emily through if you can. I'm open and receptive to receive. And only beings of love and light and high vibrational frequency are invited to participate in this moment. And I'm asking for angelic protection to be placed around a very strong direct link to the God source energy. Asking that protection to be extended out around anyone watching or engaging in this video. I'm asking to remain divinely protected within the God source energy. So be it, and so it is. Okay. So it's been a while since I've done a video. I've worked on a case, you guys. I had to go pull out all of my crime decks. So I've got them laid out here. I've got quite a few decks. Now I'm not sure if I'm going to make it through all of them, or that we'll even need to. But let's go ahead and start with the Situations Oracle. This is an oracle that basically will just pull out and give me like the basic energies around the situation that took place with her. I'm not asking about the energies around anything except for the situation that took place that caused Emily to be unalived. So just the energies surrounding that situation. What is the energies surrounding just the situation that caused Emily to be unalived? I'm not asking about the group home specifically in this moment. I'm asking for the moment and the situation where she became unalived. And we'll ask about the group home in another deck. This is just the situation that took place. So I'm going to pull a few here. We got projected, future days, weeks, months. Divine masculine. This was a masculine individual who did this. So projected days, future days, weeks, months. This could be a time frame on when they're going to find somebody. The projected could be because that's how long it's been. It's really only been a couple months since this happened. And then we got anxiety, scared, and panic. So that was happening around the situation. Days, weeks, months surrounding the situation could be the amount of time she sat in that particular spot, or it could be just the time frame that this took place. That makes more sense and feels energetically correct. So projected around the situation, it was just months ago, just a couple, like it could be even determined as weeks ago that this happened. And it was a divine masculine energy that brought anxiety, fear, panic. You see how this individual is tied up? Okay, so we'll remember that. Okay, what more? It looks like a cord, like something you'd plug in. Wow. Family. She was on her way to see family. There's no doubt in my mind that her family has nothing to do with this. Not one single bit. She was on her way to go see her family. Blood ties. In her circle. She was missing her people. Oh boy. We've got lust and sexual chemistry and desire surrounding. So that could very well... Ooh. Okay, this is good. This says verge. About to reveal or confess. That's tea. Somebody's got some tea. Somebody's got some info. Somebody's got some information. Somebody has some tea on this. Someone has some tea. Okay? That's good info there. Okay, what else? What more can we know? So, surrounding this situation, someone has some information that they're about to reveal. Surrounding this situation. Okay, now look. Do you see how this card flew out? It almost went in reverse and went to the floor, but instead it stopped like this. So when this happens, something went sideways. So when I have a card go like that, what that's telling me is that something went sideways. Something went off track. Something went out of whack. And what is it? Legal. Court. Paperwork filed. This, I believe, has something to do with the time frames surrounding this. I'm seeing a clock. I'm seeing what looks like a calendar type thing. Time frames. Something to do with time frames. They may have wrong information, wrong documentation. Either that or something wasn't filed properly or correctly. There could, okay, court work, paperwork filed. This could very well be just the fact that she was there. The fact that she was there, or that this is the type of reason that these people attend this place or live in this place, is that they're court ordered to be there. This divine masculine, though, he could be somebody that is on a registry, because it says paperwork and filed, legal. And when we get the desire, the lust and sexual chemistry, that's kind of where that makes my mind go. Okay. What more can we know about Emily Pike? The situation surrounding Emily Pike. What more can we know about this situation? Ooh, I've got cards going to the floor, which makes me... Wow. Okay, so at some point, there was supposed to be a meeting of some kind taking place with 2 or more people. There were some kind of discussions or plans or something made, and there was supposed to be... I'm not going to take these 2 because they did not flip over. They just kind of slid out. So there's supposed to be... Wow, okay. We're getting something karmic here. So there's a karmic attachment to this. That puts a different level to it. So with a karmic attachment, it was a predestined thing that this was supposed to happen. So in some kind of a roundabout way, free will was supposed to bring Emily to this point. Anyways, this is karmic. Third party relationship, lesson. There's some kind of a lesson on a different level than this 3D human level. There was some kind of a karmic lesson involved. And with the third party, what that tells me, that third person was not the person she was originally trying to meet up with. Okay? There was supposed to be, I feel like there was supposed to be a meeting that took place. That's what she was originally going to do. That changed for some reason. Either she did it and was done and decided, I'm not going back, I'm going to go home. Or it didn't take place and she was upset about it, but she was upset about something. She was distraught and upset about something. But the karmic and the third party makes me feel like this is an entire third person, entire separate individual. Other than who she was supposed to meet up with. Yes. Okay. Oops. Okay. Those didn't flip over, so I'm not going to look at them. I'm going to go through this one more time, and then I think I'm going to go to a different deck. And let's check. Oh, look at that. Okay, so that one turned over in my hand and went back down under my thumb. And it says sold, moving, in a physical location. I do believe that she was unalived in a different place than where she was found. I do believe her body was moved. Okay. And she was placed where she was found. That's not where she was unalived. I do not believe that that is where she was, her soul had left her body well before it was ever placed. Okay, well before it was ever just taken apart. I've got to be careful with my words. And well before it was ever placed where it was found. Her soul had already left her body. So I feel like definitely she was moved from one spot to another. All right, I'm going to go ahead and move forward to a different deck here. We'll check in with the tarot to get some further information on these ones. So I'm just going to push these up out of the way here. And let's look at this one. This one is called What's the Vibe? And it's very similar to the one we were just looking at. But there are some cards in here that depict energies that that deck doesn't. So just in case we're supposed to get that, let's just peek into this one and see what we can get. Or we could get lucky and get some double messages and get some repeats. So let's see if that's what happens here. Okay. Intentions here are to seek information regarding Emily Pike. Information regarding Emily Pike and the situation that took place surrounding her unaliving. What can we know about Emily Pike and the situation that took place surrounding her unaliving? Huh, there's a second one, or there's a repeat right there. Legal. Lawyer, court work. This is literally the same. Okay, so there's a repeat message. That's important. We've got to remember that one. So we'll ask tarot about that one for sure. Paperwork. This might be somebody who's on the registry. Absolutely. That's that's what it's feeling like. It's somebody that's on the registry. Chaos, upheaval, disaster, downfall. That's this situation. I get a picture of a building. Okay, so the chaos may be referring to the boarding home. Chaos, upheaval, disaster, downfall. It may have been, I'm not sure. We'll have to go into that one with the tarot. Absolutely. We got isolation, rejected, left alone, self-inflicted. Okay. This is how she was feeling. This is why she left. Or this is why she left. This is why she left. She felt isolated. She felt alone. She felt rejected. She missed her family. She felt... Now we've got sipping. This is the tea. This is the tea that we were talking about earlier when I said someone was on the verge to reveal some tea. This is the second repeat message. Someone knows something. That's a definite. Someone knows something they haven't spoke of yet. Someone knows something. Someone may be preparing to tell. Someone may be trying to figure out how they can get this information without giving themselves away, because it feels like this individual is trying to figure out how to remain anonymous and get this information without being included, or energetically it feels like they're trying to separate themselves but still try to get there's somebody that knows something. They don't want to get blamed as being part of this or being included or part of this. They don't want to be connected to this. I think they're trying to figure out a way to get this information anonymously out. Okay. Those did not flip over. I'm going to try one more. We'll go through one more time. What can we know about the vibes surrounding Emily Pike? Absolutely. Distance. The word on the bottom, separated. That's the reason she left. She was missing her family. She was separated from her people. She didn't want to be. She wanted to be with her family. She wanted to be with her people. She did not like being there. We're going to go into a deck in a minute called The Place. Oh my gosh. Wow. Okay, so this one says possibilities. It says follow your dreams, make up your mind, and believe in yourself. I think this was her frame of mind as she was deciding what to do next. What do I do next? Do I go back to the boarding home? Whatever happened with her meetup, whether it didn't have, do I keep trying to pursue the meetup? Do I just go home? What do I do next? Like, what do I do? It's like she was emotionally, oh, there's the chaos right there. She was in an emotional, and you can even see the storm. Yeah, she was in an emotional whirlwind. She was right in, like, during the time she was come up on, she was in an emotional state. And it was kind of a chaotic emotional state. Like, what do I do? What do I do? Indecisive, like not, what are my choices? That kind of an energy coming through. So with the possibilities, that's definitely, and you see how she's walking off into like the mist and the mountains, and she's holding on to someone's hand. She may have been trying to get somebody to come and take her. She may have been trying to get this boyfriend to take her to see her family, maybe, or she had that idea. It almost feels like she didn't originally set out to leave so that she could see her family, or maybe she did, but her first intention was to meet up with someone else. Okay, I feel like her first intention was like, I'm going to meet up with this person, and either I'm going to take this person to my family, or I'm going to have this person take me to my family. Something to that effect. Something like that. Oh, I just knocked the cherry off my, my incense. Not good. I don't want to start my house on fire. Okay. So, Native American women, they know that there is a particular stereotype, or it's not stereotype, sorry, wrong word. It is a, what is the word I'm looking for? Help me, Spirit. Statistic. That's the word. Thank you, Spirit. There's a statistic out there that falls on the indigenous female population. And what this statistic is indigenous females are very, very often taken and unalived, and horrible, horrible things happen to them. And it goes unrecognized. And it is a population of individuals who are targeted for this kind of crime because they feel like they can get away with it, and because they do. So what I'm hearing is, I never wanted to be part of that statistic. Like, I never thought I would actually be, because I think it's something that that culture speaks on a lot. They talk to each other about it. They discuss it. They plan for it. They take precautionary measures within their lives to avoid this kind of thing. Like they go places in teams, or, just they put extra precautions in place because they are targets and for this victimization. And so there is this statistic that they are aware of and speak on, and it dictates the choices they make and the way they live. in a lot of ways. And she's saying, I just never thought I would actually be part of that statistic, that the thing we all have, you know, tried to avoid, that thing that you hear about that we're all terrified of as a Native American woman. It actually happened to me. And that's the energy coming through for her right now in the moment. Okay. I'm just going to try to speak and advocate for her the best of my ability. Everything I say in this video is for entertainment and research purposes only. Take what resonates. Please feel free to go out and do your own research and due diligence. Yeah. So let's look at this deck real quickly before I look into the place. I have a deck here called the place. I want to pull a few out of and see if we can get some info on the boarding home. This one right here is called the character. So with this one, I would like to pull a few cards on the individual who unalived Emily. So that's what I'm going to pull out of this one right now. Let me move these up out the way. Okay. All right. Spirit guides, Brandon, Emily. Angels, ancestors of 11 light. Emily's ancestors. Come and manipulate the energies within my hands, within these cards, and help me to understand what happened to Emily by giving me some insight into the individual that hurt her. Can you please... Ooh, I'm getting goosebumps. Look at my hairs. They're standing on end. This is spirit confirmation. I'm going to get some info. Okay. What can I know about the individual who unalived Emily Pike? Please give me some specific... I'm not going to take this. Please give me some specific information that will draw a perfectly crystal clear picture of this individual, that we may be able to figure out what or why he did this. Please give me specific information that will identify this individual, please. Okay, I was getting this earlier. I got this multiple times now in previous readings that I did off camera. Boss, okay? Boss, it says master of wealth, risk, investment, management, or leader. I do feel like this individual has been placed in a position of leadership. Either he owns a company, he works as a manager, he trains people, he's some kind of a coach or a guide or a leader or a teacher or an instructor or a trainer or a boss. I have gotten that. That has come through before. Okay, we've got young. And the reason why is not because I don't necessarily feel like this individual is super young. He's not old though. He's mid-age, but he goes for the young ones. Okay, he likes them young. That's what that one makes me feel. We got mother. So either he lives with his mother, he has issues with his mother, something that might be a identifying factor, something with his mother. Okay, I feel like this individual is a repeat offender. I feel like this individual has a sick, twisted fantasy that he lives out each time he does this. I've seen it. It's disgusting. I think this individual, it may stem from some issues with mom, okay? That energetically feels right to me. Maybe he didn't have a mother. Maybe he was abused by his mother. But he has a weird hatred for women in a very sadistic way. Okay, what more can I know about this individual that hurt Emily? What more can I know? Please? Somebody, like a boss, instructor. Ooh, player. So he may be somebody that has had lots of relationships, maybe dates a lot of women at the same time. This could be an individual who dates around a lot, but player. So that would be a single individual then. That would probably be a single individual. I do feel like this individual is single. I feel like he has the ability to spend enough time on his own, that I think this individual actually like stalks his own community, looking for his next victims. I do believe that Emily was an opportunity that presented itself out of nowhere for him. I don't think that he was necessarily on the prowl that night or on the lookout for somebody specifically that night. It was just an opportunity that fell in his pathway. But it is somebody who has repeatedly done this. I do feel it's somebody who is, I mean, he very well could have been out on the, it could have been one of the nights that he was out on a hunt. It just didn't happen to be. But there were nights when he was literally out prowling and stalking his own community. And I do feel that. He may have went into the bars, into the clubs, into the night scenes, into places like that to stalk for his victims, under the pretense of wanting to go out on dates or things like that. What more can we know about this individual, please? The one that hurt Emily Pike. What more can we know? He may have blonde hair, blue eyes. That's just saying that because it looks like that on the card. That doesn't mean he does. Okay, these did not flip over, so we won't look at those. What more can we know about the individual that hurt Emily Pike, please? It might be time to move on to the next deck. One more time. Go through it one more time. What more can we know about the individual? Okay, that's about what we're going to get on him. Okay, this is an individual who holds some kind of a position of authority of some kind. Either a boss, he may own his own business, he may work as a manager, or a leader of some sort. He's placed into some kind of a position of authority. Okay, young, fairly young, not an old person, but he likes them young. This one feels energetically more that he's attracted to younger individuals than he should be. Okay. He has mommy issues. There's some kind of issues with mother. Either he was abandoned by his mother and he hates women because of it. He was abused by his mother and he hates women because of it. Or something to that effect. Okay. And then he's a player. Let's move forward to the place and see what we can find out about this place, this boarding home. They have not released, from what I understand, they have not released the name of this place, the boarding home, to the public. So we don't know the name of it. But I do not get good feelings surrounding this place. This place is shady as shady can be. There's criminal activity happening there. It feels in the energies. I'm not accusing anybody of anything, and everyone's innocent until proven guilty, but it feels like criminal activity in the energy happens in this place. And I don't know if I'm picking up on criminals themselves just being there, or if there's actual criminal activity happening there. I'm seeing drug use. I'm seeing falsification of paperwork. So I don't know if they do drug tests or something there. If they have, the people that live there have to be drug tests. I feel like maybe that some of them are getting away with breaking the rules by having paperwork altered. I saw a little thing of that play out during meditation when I was trying to tap into this place. So asking my guides, angels, ancestors, helpers of the love and light, ancestors, Brandon, what can you help me to know about the place that Emily left, the boarding home she left from? What am I allowed to know about this place? The boarding home Emily left or walked off from? What am I allowed to know about this specific place? Oh, wow. Okay, that was a mess, and they all flew out everywhere. Okie doke. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put those back in. And if they are meant to come out, they'll come back out again. But that was kind of, I'm unsure of that. Okay, we'll look at this one. Okay, so it says luxury boutique. This boarding home was not a luxury boutique in any way, shape, or form. But it says dazzling gems, precious metals, handcrafted masterpieces, and bespoke luxury. So there may be, my goodness, I'm just dropping everything tonight. There may be some, maybe something there. Okay. So maybe the owners of this boarding home are squandering, I'm seeing what looks like my app for my bank account. When I open my app to check my balance, I'm seeing the balance and it's going up. So money making, money acquiring, money, 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 money. This place is about money. This place is all about money. There may be illegal dealings for money. Okay, so they may be selling humans. I'll just put it that way. For money, for big money. Okay. I'm not gonna describe what I just saw, but it looked like that. It looked like I found a card turned around. It says the sky, and it's clouds. And what it feels like energetically is what it would look like to look out the window of an airplane if you were in the sky. So maybe somebody has been flown away from there. And automatically my mind goes to all of these missing reports of missing people. Automatically my mind goes to that. Like, are they shipping them away? Okay, what more can I know about this place? What else would the sky, how else could the sky be tied to the place? It has to be, how does the sky tie to this place? Well, I don't know, I'm looking out an airplane window. Weird. Okay, what more can I know about the boarding home? Trying to feel energetically why I keep dropping. Oh boy. Okay. It says grassland, open expanse, grazing grounds, and sunlit grass. Grazing grounds. What are they grazing on that needs to be put in an airplane and flown away? Grazing grounds. The open expanse words on the top of this card make me feel like they feel like their school or their boarding home or whatever you want to call it it's in a place where they feel safe. Okay, so for me, open expanse would be like we're secluded. You can't see what's happening here. We have plenty of space all around us. Open expanse could be fields. It could be hiking trails. It could be some kind of a selling point for this place. But really, it just feels like isolation. It feels like they were set out away from everyone else so that they could have some privacy. You guys. Cemetery, resting place. This is connected to the place, the boarding home. Okay. Art exhibition, creative showcase, curated gallery. What were people coming here to look at, and what were they showcasing? What? We got temple, spiritual practices. What? We got street, urban landscape, pedestrian traffic, sidewalks and crosswalks. This reminds me of the fact that maybe a lot of the occupants of this boarding home either ended up on the streets or came off the streets or running the streets, but they were taken off the streets and put on in this place. They were taken off the streets. the pedestrian traffic. I don't even like that the word traffic is in there. Okay, what more can I know about this place? Train. They traveled people from this place. They traveled, they sent people away on a train, or they traveled on a train or a plane, or why is there so much travel? I mean, did people have to travel to come to this place? Did people have to travel from far? Did people travel from far? Did you have to travel? Maybe it was they had to travel far between her family to the boarding home. And it was, that's what's being pointed out. Maybe they took a train to get to the boarding home. Maybe Emily had to take a train at some point. But it says subway and railway. But for me, this is just travel. The energy that's coming through is just like traveling, just going far, being taken somewhere far. It's not like a quick bike ride or a car trip. It's a train. It's like traveling, being traveling. Okay. What more can I know about the place? They sent people off in trains or airplanes, or is that how they got there? I'm not sure. Okay. What more can I know? It was a boarding home. It says personal space, belonging, security, familiarity, and comfort. Home. So it was maybe described as that to like the family members or somebody on the outside. That is not the vibe I get off that place at all. I do not get that place was comfortable or inviting or in any way. That energy does not come through. The people that are in this boarding home are not treated well. Not treated well. There's been some very traumatized individuals as a result of this this place. We may actually hear about it at some point in the future. This place, it feels like this place needs to be investigated big time. They may actually already be doing it, and we just don't know about it yet. The sea. So I don't know if it's near the ocean. I'm not sure what the sea has to do with it. We can ask tarot. So, all right, well, I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to go move forward now out of these oracle decks, and we're going to go into tarot. I brought in the Lightworker Tarot. Well, I've got a bunch here, but sitting right here, I'm going to start with the Lightworker Tarot. Now, this is not the Light Seed, or the Okay, this is not the Light Seer, which is the one that is very commonplace. This is the Light Worker, so it's a little different. All right, this is the one I work with the cases on. It's got that type of a vibe to it. So asking for some confirmation and validation on some of these other energies I pulled out here. I'm going to use this. I'm asking for a connection through this deck now. Wow. What can I know? What can I validate with the tarot that I got from the oracle, please? What can I validate here with the tarot? Let's start with the very beginning where we started with projected days, weeks, months. Oh, future days, weeks, months. Yes. What more can we know about that? What more can we know about days, weeks, months? Queen of Swords, thinking strategically. So this is a strategy. Days, week, projected future. This is a projected time frame, I feel like, on maybe where they feel like they may get answers. Days, weeks, months. This is, so with the Queen of Swords, this is a strategic individual. It's someone who thinks, puts a lot of thought, and so she may take her time to be smart about it. She analyzes. This is also someone who's totally honest, so it's a truth seeker. So sometimes these things take time. This may be an investigator. There may be a female investigator on her case that may end up kind of opening things up or finding some answers. That's what that's feeling like. Okay, so we'll wait on that and see what comes out of that. We got the divine masculine next. I don't feel like that really requires further investigation. I'm telling you right now, this was a man who did this. I feel this was a white man. I see him as a white man, mid-30s, possibly could be as old as like 50, but only if he's just worked a really hard life and kind of weathered himself a bit. I'm gonna say he's got like a dark brown thinning hair, and it's cut just in a short, I just got a flash of what looked like somebody standing up or holding up like a wall, like what do you call it when there's just the boards, when it's just the boards, the framework of a wall, like a frame, like the framed house, a framed house. So you'd see like the 2x4s, and I just saw what looked like somebody pushing up or holding up a framed wall. It had no boards and just the 2x4 part, like a skeleton of a wall. I just got that. I don't know what that has to do with anything. It just came in. So I don't know if this person, this divine masculine individual, is a carpenter or an architect or somebody who built the house he lives in, or built a house, or builds houses, or builds structures. That's coming through right now as we speak. Let me get some confirmation on that. Can I get some confirmation on that? Is this individual like a carpenter, or does he do a construction, or does he work in that kind of thing? Ooh, this, okay. I didn't get an answer for that, but I did get 9 of Swords. This individual is reliving past trauma. I think that he may have been abused by his mother. So when he's doing this thing he does, when he's acting this thing out, I feel like it's a result of some severe abuse that he dealt with as a child. Is this man what is the wall I'm seeing? That could be his home. Ooh, this man is the devil, man. He is an evil, twisted, sick individual. Wow. Destructive indulgence. That's him indulging in this fantasy that he sees in his mind. I just got a quick thing of somebody putting a drug in a drink. I just heard church bells. I just heard church bells going off. And I just heard it again. This individual may be a church leader in the church. He's in a church. This is a church. There's a church involved. I'm seeing a church. There's a church. What? Was the framework a church? Okay, I'm going to move forward. Their anxiety is the next card. I'm not going to ask about this one because when I ask what was going on in the energies in the moment that this happened to her, that's pretty clear cut. And when the family card came out, I believe that's because she was on her way to go see her family. Can I get some validation on that? The family card, is that just reiterating that she was missing her family and that she was trying to go and see her family? 6 of Swords, absolutely. Needed change. It was a necessary transition. In her mind and her energy, it was necessary. She needed to leave where she was at. It was necessary. Okay. Relocating. She needed to move. She needed to move. Leave where she was at. The Sun. I feel like they're referring to this man as his mother's son. The son. The mother's son. I don't know if she was abusive towards him, if she did these things to him, or that she did things to him or allowed things to happen to him that set him in this energy, this became this person that he is, that he hides inside of himself to be. Because it feels like a very normal individual on the outside, and you would never guess that they would be capable, or that such atrocities could be going through their minds. It's the last person. I'm hearing this is the last person you would expect. Or it's the last thing you'd expect from this person. Not the last person you'd expect, but the last thing you would expect from him. Okay. Justice. Okay, I didn't really ask for any validation there. I just wanted to pull a few energies following the family card. And this tells me that what I'm doing right now is very important. We need to talk about Emily. We need to read on Emily. We need to get her information out there. We need to get this guy. She wants justice for her family. Okay, let's see what else we've got here. We got the legal twice. We got the legal twice. So, is this individual, does he have issues with the law? Has he had run-ins with the law? Or is this a referral to the people that go to this boarding home? This individual that caused this unaliving to happen may have some legal issues already on record somewhere. Paperwork filed, courtwork filed. Paperwork filed. It could be related to drugs, addiction, something like that. I feel like this individual possibly has an addiction. Multiple times now I've gotten the smell of alcohol. Like I smell like a beer or an alcohol smell that kind of pops up. Just very briefly. It's just like, did I smell that? But that's happened a couple times now where I got like a whiff of alcohol. Mind you, there's no alcohol in this house. So it's not coming from my house. So there may be legal, he may be on a registry, have a legal past. He may have pending legal issues happening. Some kind of paperwork has been filed on this individual at some point. And he may end up getting charged for this. It may end up happening. That would be fantastic. The fact that legal came out twice makes me really want to say that this individual has a record, okay? This individual is on the record somewhere. Okay, let's look what we've got. What else do we got here? I can't ask about every single one of these. Was he harmed by his mother? Hold on. I'm going to get a different deck. Let's do the Darkwood. Let's do the Darkwood Tarot. This is a good deck for working with the crimes. It has like a darker energy to it. So it's able to kind of pull out the icky stuff that we're asking for. I really don't even use this deck unless I'm looking for negative or low vibrational information. Okay. Can you guys clue me in? Did this individual receive some kind of abuse via his mother? Was he abused by his mother, or was he assaulted or like essayed or anything like that by his own mother? Was he abused by his mother? Was he an abused child by his mother? Oh, Eight of Swords. So the Eight of Swords is like a self-imposed restriction or a self-imposed imprisonment. This is somebody who isolates themselves. But it does kind of feel at the same. And then we've got the Eight of Cups. Okay. Eight of Cups is withdrawal, retreat, moving on, abandonment. So he may have been abandoned by his mother. She may have been somebody who was emotionally completely withdrawn, isolated herself, pulled it. Yeah, that's what's coming through in the energies. Thank you, Spirit Guides. Thank you. So he was neglected emotionally, he was neglected. He may have been neglected in other ways too. He may have been abused. This may be the only form of abuse, but it feels like he was abandoned or neglected or not given any love. So he was not loved. He was not treated with love. He was not, his mother was a cold individual who isolated herself, pretty much like built a wall around herself and wouldn't allow herself to show feelings towards her own child. That's so coming through the energies. He hated women because of that. Okay. What more can I know about the mother? We got strength. So he may have had a mom that was physically strong, that was, what do I see on this picture? The mother is like talking to and dealing with a snake. She's like a snake handler. What? That is very unusual for a woman. Maybe she was just a very strong-willed woman, or physically strong, or something about his mother was in the energies is strength. Strength. Interesting. What more can I know about the strength card? So I got the Fool card. This is somebody who acts without thinking. This is someone who takes chances. This is someone who does not consider consequences. This is someone who can make foolish decisions. Does not think. Does not plan. Impulsive. But it also can be like taking like fresh hope, like starting like adventures, new beginnings, new pathways, that kind of thing. So the mother could have been somebody who tried new things, maybe changed a lot, maybe switched up on him a lot and he didn't know what to expect. Maybe she was unpredictable. That's what's coming through right now. She was very unpredictable. He didn't know what to expect. She could be one thing one day and something totally else the next day. And in the energy, that's what's like unpredictable. Like what, always keeping you moving on your feet, not knowing what to expect. And that way, you always just mind your P's and Q's. You always are just extremely hyper aware of everything you're doing, so you don't make any mistakes, because you never know what kind of mood mom's going to be in. Okay. What more can I know about the mother? I just want one more, please. Two of Pentacles. This is a romantic partnership. What? Oh. Okay. There may have been some inappropriate on the mother's side, mother's behalf as well. Okay, I'm going to let that go because I don't like the way that feels. All right, let's see. This one I wanted to ask about, the boss one. Is this individual that unalived Emily, is he placed in a position of authority? Is he a boss? Is he a leader? Is he a pastor? Is he a youth leader? Is he a teacher? Is he a principal? Is he a police officer? Is he placed in a position of authority? These did not turn, so I'm going to put them back. We got the Magician. When I asked if he was placed in, the Magician is someone who manifests. He makes things happen. He is a creator. He is, I wonder if he's on the internet. But he's a creator. He's a manifester. He's an alchemist. Very focused on very focused on turning his dreams into reality. Everything he does is inspired. He doesn't do anything for no reason. The Magician has a plan for every action. He's got a backup plan even. The magician is the one that can pull a rabbit out of a hat. You put him in a tough situation and he'll fix it. He will manipulate the energies. He could be into dark, manipulating dark energies as well. I mean, he could flat out be a black magic person for all we know. I was feeling church. I was picking up on church, religion. We got temple. Interesting. We also got these two, which were the T. Okay, so let's ask about that real quickly. I do feel like I need to put this deck down, though, so let me grab a different one. Let's do this one. This one is the B Tarot, and it's good because it's got the vibe of like a community. So this kind of reminds me of the tribe. Okay, so we'll do this one. Is there somebody that knows what happened? Is there somebody that either holds evidence or information, T, on the situation? Did this person confess to someone? Is there someone who suspects this person's actions that night? Does somebody know, other than the perpetrator, what happened to Emily? The Queen of Swords. Is it his mother? Does his mother know what he's doing? Is she part of it? I do pick up on a third individual, non-related to Emily and the perpetrator. And I was picking up on it being a feminine energy too. A third party. What? That was not expected. She may know the T. She may be the one with the T. Okay, what do we have over here? So we've got the train one. I was going to ask about travel. We've got the cemetery one. I'm going to ask about there being other victims. I'm not going to ask about the grassland or the sea. I'm going to ask, let's see, the street. If they're putting people on the street. Art exposition. What are they looking? What are they coming to view? Okay. We got the legal. The chaos is this upheaval, this emotion that she was feeling in the moment. Isolation, that's how she felt being there. Possibilities, I feel like this is when she was weighing out her choices, her pros and cons. Distance, this is because she was far from her family. This one I wonder about, the sold. And the moving location, I feel like she was moved from where it actually happened. Desire, that's why that was the perpetrator's end of it. That was why, there was a desire there to do that. This twisted thing, fantasy in his head. All right. The karmic and the meeting, I feel like the meeting has to do with a different individual that she was originally intending to meet. Okay, so let me ask about the cemetery first. First, I'm going to ask, are there victims on that property? Are the people that they reported missing or runaways they reported, are any of them located, their physical vessels located on that property? Just gonna ask. Six of Pentacles is childhood. The Empress is the mother. Four of Jars. So the jars in this one would be cups, and this is apathy. This is feeling unfulfilled. This is feeling unfulfilled. And then Eight of Wands. And remember, Eight of Wands. Oh, wait, no, we had Eight of Swords. Oh, Eight of Wands is speed, quick action, fast, something coming in fast. When I asked if there's other bodies there, I mean, that's a quick and easy way to get rid of a body if you have a deceased one on your hands. Either you travel them. You know, we got airplane and we got train. So either you travel them away Or a quick and easy way to take care of it or handle it is just put them on the property. That's energetically how that feels. And with the 4 of jars, or the 4 of cups, this is apathy. This is like feeling complacent. Like, oh well. Like it's like wasting and not caring. Oh well, what a waste. Oh well. See how he's just spilling the honey out on the table and he just doesn't even care? Like that. Okay. Are they taking these missing individuals? Okay. How am I going to ask this? Let me see. Are they taking these individuals, living individuals, from this boarding home other places? Are they taking them other places? Are they taking them away from the boarding home to other places? Are they taking them to see other people, like for illegal things? So are they trafficking them, is what I'm trying to say. The people out of this home. Is that happening? Is that happening in this home? We got nine of jars. This is 9 of cups in reverse. It's coming in reverse, okay? 9 of cups in reverse. This is wishes come true. This is material abundance. This is good health. This is all the good stuff in reverse. Oh, there's our yes. Ace of Pentacles. Pentacles is money and Ace is a yes. I just asked if they were trafficking. Yes. Against everyone's wishes. This is literally destroying people's dreams and wishes, causing bad health, but they're doing this for abundance. They're doing this to make their wishes come true. But it being in a reversed position tells me that it's not for the right reason. Okay? It's happening, but it's not happening for the right reason. Okay. Help me say that better, spirit guides. I don't feel like I just got my point across. Okay. Wow. Wow. Okay. Do you see what's on this? It's bread and butter. It's bread and butter. I ask if they're traveling people. Is that how they make money? Because I do pick up on some kind of wealth, some kind of money being made. Is he the leader of some kind of a ring of people that do this? I don't know. Oh, something just pulled over. We got the King of Swords. Keep pulling the Queen of Swords. Now we got the King. King of Swords is very intelligent. I do feel like this individual is smart. I do, and I've been thinking that. I've been feeling that. And I've said that to myself out loud in other readings. Man, this guy's kind of smart, though. I think he's smart. He's smart. This is somebody who is very intentional in everything they do. This is someone who's very strategic. This is someone who puts a lot of thought into something before they make the action. They live in their head. They're all up in their head. Very analytical, smart. Reason and logic, that's what they're driven by. It doesn't mean the reason and logic takes them to a good place, because they can sit there and say, it is completely wrong and illogical what I'm doing right now, what I'm going to do in anyways. They recognize it, but this individual feels kind of, what is the word for psychopathic, like non-emotional. He never learned how to navigate emotions. I don't think he ever received love or kindness or good emotions from his own mother. So it resulted in creating kind of a psychopath where he doesn't feel like a normal person. The art exhibition. What is on display? What's on display You guys watch that. I can't make this up. I got 2 of jars. This is romance. This is love. Oh shit. It really is. That's what's on display. That's what the art exhibition is. That's what I was thinking. Okay. Is there anything else I need to ask about here? I think that's it. I think I got it pretty good. Okay. All right. So let me put this one down and get this pile out of my way. Okay. Let me see. I'm going to grab my gold tarot to ask these last remaining questions. This video is already over an hour, so I don't want it to go too much longer. Is the individual that did this to Emily live in that direct community? Or, yeah, does the individual that hurt Emily live in the same community as her? Does the individual that hurt her live in her community? Justice. I wonder if, I keep getting legal, justice, paperwork. He's on the record somewhere. I feel like this individual, maybe he's a cop. Maybe he works in the legal system. Maybe that's the leader I'm picking up on. Maybe it's not a church that I'm seeing, but more like a courthouse or a court or that kind of a building, but it feels more like a church. I think this individual does go to church. They may be like a law enforcement. They may be law enforcement or something like that. Why do we keep getting references to the court? Legal, this is justice. This is a reference to the court. This is a reference to the court. Okay. So do they work in the area that she came missing out of? Do they work in the area? The Hierophant. This is church. The Hierophant is church. Okay? What? We got the 8 of Cups, but it was in reverse. 8 of Cups is withdrawal, retreat, moving on, abandonment, in reverse. Now, we've got the 8 of Cups in upright earlier. Maybe this is this individual's way of dealing with some kind of a childhood abandonment issue. This is like his way of handling it. This is his way of medicating that trauma or numbing that trauma or responding to that trauma, if that makes sense. There's a trauma that took place in this individual's childhood having to do with lack of emotional connection or abandonment or detachment or a parent that just was unable to love. And the result of that was an individual who has become so twisted as a result. Not only do they not have the ability to love, but he's got an extreme hatred, a hatred towards women, anyone who is nice or sweet or kind or treats him lovingly. Instead of being recipient of that or happy about that or grateful or receptive, it pisses him off. It makes him mad. It makes him angry. And I think it's because he doesn't know how to process that. He doesn't know how to feel about it. He doesn't know how to process it. It's so foreign and uncomfortable to him because he never experienced it. Okay. And 6 of Pentacles. This is giving and receiving help. This is being a leader. This is being a helper. This is being someone who guides. But 6 of Pentacles is giving and receiving help. Generosity. Does this individual work in a church? Does this individual work in a church? 6 of Cups is children. He may be a youth pastor. He may be work with children. What? Is he a youth pastor? Is he a youth? Okay. You are fucking, pardon my language, shitting me? We got the truth sword. What? The AF. Ooh. I'm gonna validate that with another deck, and I think I'm gonna go. Let's do this one. This is the Hidden Kingdoms or the Secret Kingdoms or something. I haven't used this one hardly at all. But let's use this one. I'm very drawn to it for this individual. He is a dark, dark individual. Wait a minute. I just saw a card turned around in there. I did. 2 of them. Let's just check it out and see what they are. You're shitting me. What? Queen of Cups. This is Mom. And Death. Is he killing? Is he unaliving? I'm going to have to bleep out what I just said. Is he unaliving his mother in his mind when he does this? I could see that. I could actually see that being the case. This fantasy twisted thing. I could see that being the case. He may be in his mind living out this fantasy that he's hurting his mother. Unaliving his mother. Okay. Huh. Okay. I think I just got a confirmation on that. First one we got is the Page of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles is like a studious kid. This is also a new love, but a volunteer. Volunteer keeps coming out. Volunteer. Okay. 2 of Cups. Partnership. Romantic partnership. So this is how he gets off. So gross. Okay. One last message. And I'm going to pull from a light deck. Let's end on with a light deck. Okay. Let's end with a light deck. Emily, what is your message? Emily, what is your message for the world right in this moment? What can I share for you? I'm your mouth right now. What can I say for you, please? Emily, what is your message? What is your message? She wants justice. She just doesn't want it to happen to somebody else. And she knows that if this person's not stopped, it will. Okay. Emily, show me in the cards what you want me to say to everybody before I end this reading. Brandon, can you help her? She's... Knight of Swords. This is... This is a fast-talking individual. This is somebody who comes hauling ass into a situation. They come out of nowhere. Just come zooming in out of nowhere. They change everything really fast. They just flip everything in and change everything, and then they're gone. This happened. This came out of her out of nowhere. Came out of nowhere. She was not expecting this. Came out of nowhere. She was very hold on one second. Okay, this is the Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles is very resourceful, practical, down to earth. You can count on them. They're reliable. Domestic. This is Mom. This is her mom. She missed her mom. She wants to say, I miss my mom. I love my mom. I love my mom and my dad. saying I love my parents, but she's saying this happened out of nowhere. Like, it was so fast. It just came out of nowhere. Last thing she was expecting to happen, Five of Swords. She was attacked. She was attacked out of nowhere. She was absolutely attacked out of nowhere. It came out of nowhere, and she was just attacked by someone out of nowhere. Okay, what more do you want to say, baby girl? What more do you want to say? We got the Queen of Cups. And I feel like this is a reference to her mother as well. And she's showing me myself hugging my daughter. So I feel like the message here was that she feels like she was blessed with a good mother, a loving mother. She loves her mother. She had a good mother. Okay, so she wanted to be a mother. She really wanted to be a mother. She was looking forward to being a mother. Because I'm seeing a baby being held, a baby. So either she wanted a baby, or maybe there was a baby born in the family recently. I'm seeing a baby being held and wrapped in a blanket, a little baby, like newborn. Being wrapped up in a blanket and held like a little peanut. I'm not sure what that is a reference to, but there it is. Anything else, Emily? I'm going to pull one more time. I'm trying to understand what the baby means. Was it that you were your mother's baby? Were you the baby of the family? She may have been the baby of the family, the youngest. She's referring to being her mother's baby. She might have been the youngest in her family. She might have been the baby of the family. I'm thinking that might be it. Because that image is gone now. The Knight of Wands. This is a lusty, free-spirited, I don't have to go by the rules, like player who thinks that his you know what don't stink, and that they're just the best. Very, very much in their ego, driven by their ego. The Knight of Wands can be very creative. They can come up with those extremely creative lies at the drop of a dime that just rolls right off the tongue. Very believable type stories that just roll right off the tongue. Even unbelievable stories will roll right off the tongue to a point where something completely unbelievable can be made believable by this individual. They are such a, they are so confident and bold in their actions and words and energy that they can make a lie seem true. But they're lusty. This is the player. This is the one that's like relentless until he gets the girl. But then once he nails her, he's like, got you, don't want you. Now I don't want you. You're not worth it anymore. You're my conquest. I won. Now you're nothing. That kind of an energy is what. So maybe that is some descriptive energy for the individual who did this to her. Am I getting everything, Emily? Because it feels like there's still something to say. I'm hearing flutes. Native American flutes. Okay, I'll pull one more. One more. This is it, Emily. So this is the wrong deck. That's why I'm not getting the answer. Let me grab one more different deck here. maybe we'll do the light seers, since everyone is familiar with this one. Let's do the light seers. Okay, this is the last card, Emily. So, Brandon, help her, okay? Guides, ancestors, help her. So she can get, unless I'm supposed to come back and do another reading. Because it doesn't feel I've gotten everything out. It just it's that feeling of like there's something not quite finished or something not quite said. It's just on the verge. It's like right there. I'm not getting it. What is it? What is it? One last card, Emily. Memories. Her childhood memories. Nostalgia. Childhood memories. So energetically, that feels like it is instruction to cherish the memories. And that feels like her ending message. And it does. It feels complete. Cherish the memories. That's her message to the world. Cherish the memories of her. Okay. I do feel like Emily wants her justice. I actually kind of halfway feel like it's going to come too. So we just gotta, everyone needs to talk about this. People need to talk about this. People need to make this mainstream. People need to put it out there more so that there's more discussion and so that the pieces can be pulled out, just like they do for the white girls in this country. Okay? People need to talk about this. She was 14. She was a little girl. She missed her family. She deserves justice. She deserves exposure. Please share this out, okay? And if you're a card reader, do a video. Read for Emily. We have to be her voice now. Okay. All right. Thank you so much for watching. Justice for Emily Pike. Lifting you all in abundant divine love and light. Blessed be.